My name is Wen Tao, and today I'm going to be here to talk about success. So, my thesis is success comes from keep moving forward and bringing joy to the surroundings. So, let's talk about the first part first, keep moving forward. And according to my definition, it's always step of my comfort zone, be willing to try new things, and hold on to a growing mindset. So I'm gonna illustrate these with my personal experience of getting ready and finally came over here to study abroad. So we can get started with the first part, which is the preparation stage. And that was roughly about 4 years ago, or 5 years ago when I first got to college. And I got into an international college in Beijing, in China. And that college is different from the other college because all my professors are basically English speakers. So it's a big transition because back in the days in my high school and middle school and elementary school, all of my classes are in Chinese. So it's pretty hard for me to understand what are the professors talking about. I can clearly remember that was my first college math class. And I spent like 1.5 hours in there listening to the lecture, and I could not understand because I can't. So basically, I don't know how to. So how to say these, like, because the professor is talking about these, but I don't know like what those signs symbols called. So I decided to push myself out of my comfort zone and talk to my professor after class. And I mean, all my other classmates just decided to just quietly go back to their dorms and try to figure it out by themselves. But I decided to go talk to him. So it turned out he's a pretty nice guy, and he actually taught me a lot of things and like how to read numbers in English. And later I found out he has office hours. And at the moment, I can understand a lot of lectures, but I cannot. I don't really talk in English. I can listen to English, understand, but I cannot talk in English. So I decided to go to his office hour and talk to him to try to improve my spoken English, and I did. We talked about course materials and lectures first, and after that. Because nobody's coming to the office hour. So I spent like 2 hours there and we talked about everything, foods and Western culture, and that's how I began to get better at math. And so the second part is the cultural shock and barriers I encountered when I finally get to come over here. Although probably I seem doing pretty good right now, but back in the days when I just got here, I experienced some pretty desperate cultural shocks. The biggest problem is when I go to a restaurant, I can never understand what the menu says. So, like, for example, pepperoni and mushroom pizza and mozzarella cheese and those things doesn't make any sense to me. I can understand lectures, I can talk to my professors, but I cannot order food. Even Chinese food, I don't know what they're talking about. And so I try to overcome that by picking up a work at Mirror Lake Creamery and Grill. And I worked there. I started as a janitor and later moved up to grill master, and I worked there for a year. And that's how I get to know the names of food and all the ingredients, like different kind of cheese, Swiss, American, pepper jack, and mozzarella. That's how I get to know them. And I think one of the most important parts is to hold on to a growing mindset that I believe I can learn them, I can understand them. Some of my friends just quit because they thought it's irrelevant and they don't want to know it. And I just believe that I can do it, and finally I did it. And let's move on to the third part, working into the future. So what I think I'm lacking of is it's a very open mindset. Although I've been pushing myself out of my comfort zone and going to a different culture, but I'm I'm still kind of stubborn and I don't want to try a lot of new things. That's where I wanted to improve on. So let's talk about the second part, which is the bringing joy to the surroundings. I'm talking about this not because I wanted to be a Mr. Nice Guy. I mean, partially, but I'm not. It's not like I just want to be a nice guy. Actually, helping others and be a cheerful person helps you to be happy too. And by helping others, you can find your own happiness and find your inner peace. So, and ultimately, I want to make the world a better place. My father told me his dream was to be useful and be a nice friend to the people around him. And I just want to move it a little bit higher to contribute to the world and make the world a better place. Because from the news, from the documentaries and everything, although we are living in a peaceful society, but it seems like a lot of people in the world are still suffering from kind of poverty and war and things going on. So I would like to probably gain more power and influence when I'm young, and if I get a chance, I want to make the world a better place. And I think that's how I achieve my final goal of my life. And yeah, always keep trying and never give up, and make the people happy. Thank you guys.
How did you adjust to the culture shock?
How
did you adjust to it?
So, I mean, just my way is just to embrace it, because I mean it's there and you have to face it. All you have to do is believe that you can do it, and I mean don't judge things. Don't judge the things when you encounter things. I mean, if some people being rude to you, don't think like, okay, all the people from this culture are bad. And when some people are doing really good, are being a good friend to you, don't think that everybody's good, but just like see it neutrally and just embrace the culture shock and learn something new, and later you will be able to deal with it.
When you learned about the culture, did you find that you were really helpful with trying to bridge that gap between culture shock? Did you find people were helpful in doing that?
You mean like people
like friends or like colleagues or anything?
So I think the most helpful part is like my hobby, I would say, because I love flying drones and aircraft. So when I got over here, I found a lot of friends, American people got the same hobby and interest, and later I make friends with them. And some of them are really open-minded, and they don't care if I'm from China or anywhere else, and they're just kind people, and they spend time talking to me, and some of them are old people, like they can afford buying airplanes, so they're old, and they don't have things to do with them. So they just sit at the airport and they talk to me for a long time, and that's how I learned some of the slangs and very good.
Okay, so you mentioned that one of your dreams is to bring joy to the surroundings. And would you give us some specific examples how you bring joy to the surroundings?
So first thing first is you have to be positive. You cannot be negative. So like if a friend and you encounter something that like maybe a jerk and being a bad guy to all of you guys, and people start complaining, but you have to be like, okay guys, chill, and he's just maybe he just broke up with his girlfriend or something, and he's suffering, so he's suffering more than us, so we don't have to be, I mean, it's his problem, it's not our problem, we didn't have something, I mean, or like whenever a friend needs help, just go ahead and help them. I mean, I'm more willing to sacrifice my own time and well-being for other people, and for friends. Whenever a friend needs help, I'll go ahead and help them.
Alright, give me some, give a bit of some positive feedback about this movie. I really like hearing like your personal story. That's like truly amazing, you know. Like, I think it's amazing that you could get up and like give a full like speech and be comfortable and like and just the fact that you're like very intelligent and articulate. Like that's very impressive to me. Like when you hear like this, I've never heard like a foreign exchange student experience. That was really really and I think you should definitely share that with more people. I think it could really help other people transition and help like us Americans like understand how it is for space.
Thank you.
I agree. I thought it was really cool how, like, you said all your friends would just, like, go home and try and learn, like, the math book on their own. I think it was pretty, like, I don't know, it took a lot of determination for you to go, like, talk to your professor and, like, just straight up go to him and ask for help, and that's how you learn a lot of English words. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of determination.
Yeah. Also, I believe communication is the best way to solve problems and learn some new things. So, yeah. Thank you.
Just to add to that, I admire how you just jumped into trying to understand what you know, rather than kind of stepping aside and I don't know, building up and just when you mentioned like working and then like maybe trying to do stuff, like the way you just jumped into it.
Yeah. Whenever I face a problem, just don't just face it. Don't hold back. I mean, later you still have to face it. You cannot jump over it.
I agree with all the comments, and being an international student myself, I can totally relate to the cultural shock experiences and everything like that from the language experience. So that's very interesting to hear both personally and professionally as a teacher. I like the structure of the presentation. The handouts, I think handouts did a very good job in outlining what you were saying and kind of helping us understand the general kind of stream of thoughts. So that's really good. And I do like what this is done, so that was fantastic. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Alright, feedback forms.
Nice work.
Can I text you this is music